Hi, I'm Scott, the Miniature Maniac, and I've painted miniatures for over 20 years.
And I'm Amber, Scott the Miniature Maniac's wife, and I've painted minis for 0 minutes.
We're gonna figure out today how important a quality set of tools really is.
Let's go.
Let's go! What up, Mini family? You've heard of BuzzFeed before, right? So you probably understand the general premise of today's video. Amber's got a bunch of nice paints, paintbrushes, wet palette, a miniature holder, heck, even a cutting mat, and the almighty Pokemon Cup. And I have a bunch of crappy paint that you get from your mom's basement that she's had down there for 20 years and bought for like 30 cents a bottle at Walmart. I'm also rocking a hard palette and a bunch of synthetic brushes today, and we're gonna figure out how much of a difference it makes if you have nice quality tools when it comes to miniature painting. We're painting the same model in the same amount of time, and we picked out a little mushroom person because Amber likes mushroom people, apparently.
I like mushrooms.
Okay, in the immortal words of the most extreme elimination challenge, let's get it on!
What challenge is that?
No. Is that how Randy votes?
No. And you're not giving me any help.
No. That's the whole point. All right, we're gonna go for about an hour and a half. That's the goal, but if we decide that we wanna go a little bit longer, we will. All that really matters is that we paint for the same amount of time.
So I can't just paint out of the pot, I have to pour it on here.
You can do whatever you want.
This seems weird.
I ain't saying nothing.
Should I say what I'm using?
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
using a contrast paint first.
Okay, so what's your approach here? You're going contrast paint first?
I'm painting the body first.
Okay.
Or is that a bad idea?
When I originally approached you with the idea for this video, I was like, how long do y'all paint models for? You said something ridiculous, like 30 minutes or something like that.
Oh.
There's a specific reason why I gave Amber Duncan Rhodes paints and also GW paints. They're more satin in nature, and so they're gonna work better with like washes and stuff like that. I didn't wanna give her like matte paint, because that requires a little bit more of skills to use. But then again, contrast paint also takes some skills to use. You can't just put it on there and hope for the best.
You're doing so much over there, and I just got one color out.
It's almost like I know what I'm doing, and you don't know what you're doing.
Maybe I've watched more videos.
Oh my gosh, dude. You
haven't.
watching Squidmore?
No.
In preparation for this?
I should have.
I haven't painted with a hard palette in a hot minute, and let me tell you, I am not looking forward to it.
I feel like I'm being judged so hard right now. Even though nobody is watching, but like when they're watching, they're gonna be like, oh my God, what is she doing?
I'm gonna start with cream and brown kind of body for the mushroom here, kind of like a typical mushroom. And I'm doing some wet blending right now just to get some immediate contrast on some of these larger volumes. This is a really nice big model. It's got nice round volumes. Every part of the mini is nice and accessible. The key with a hard palette is to keep all your paint in like nice big fat puddles so that it lasts for as long as humanly possible on this piece of crap palette.
I don't know what I want to do.
We're doing some more wet blending here, getting a nice blue cap on this mushroom. Wet blending is nice just because you get a whole lot of paint down real quickly. And it's important for me because I don't have like washes and stuff to use. Like normally if I'm speed painting, washes are like my go-to, but I don't have any to use here. And so I need to get some shadow in here with the paints that I'm actually using.
And what I'm doing is putting a second coat over the first one.
There you go.
Because it didn't look dark enough.
Seems like a sound strategy. So you are applying a second coat of contrast paint right now?
Yeah.
No wrong answers here.
That's what I like to hear. What was that?
Nothing, dude.
You're shaking your head.
Not dude.
Seems like a sound strategy.
I also put way too much paint on the wet palette.
Oh, babe. You don't need to put contrast paint and like washes on the palette.
That's why I asked. And you said,
I ain't saying nothing.
Let's take a brief break in this painting challenge to thank the sponsor of this video, Chimera and their new Kickstarter. Fresh off the paint production line is their new Velvet line of paints. These paints are an ink hybrid designed to be good at a lot of things. Due to their makeup, they work well mixed in with normal acrylic paints as they lend added flow and a slight satin sheen to punch up the saturation of any color. You can thin these paints for use as a glaze or a wash because even in the diluted forms, they're still very saturated, like inks. Alternatively, you can just paint normally with them because unlike regular inks, these paints still have some opacity while still maintaining high saturation and good flow. Chimera sent me these paints in advance of the campaign so I could test them out, and I used them for glazing, and I can happily report that they work really well for that. Furthermore, they work really well for recess shading as well. I tend to mix ink and acrylic paint together to get a good combo for both recess shading and edge highlighting, and these paints are basically already like that, so it's more convenient for me in that regard. Aside from that, you'll find a new set of synthetic brushes developed by Chimera as part of the campaign. These will be in the new Arrow profile that you'll recognize from their previous paintbrush range of sable hair brushes. Additionally, there are 4 new busts with video masterclasses, and the busts are on the smaller side, so you can finish them up more quickly. Lastly, there are some returning Chimera products that were funded in previous campaigns, so check them out if you didn't get a chance to get them the first time around. You can find all this stuff linked in the description below. Thanks for sponsoring this episode, Chimera. Now back to the challenge. So when it comes to speed painting, like in a time crunch, I can't paint how I want to paint, which is like I want to paint until something is done. I need to move around the model and paint everything so that like I'm getting closer and closer to a finished result across the entire mini. It also helps if you move around a lot because then you're not using the hair dryer a lot. You're like, you can work on a part while another part is drying. We've been married for over 10 years. I've actually known Amber since first grade. We've gone to the same grade school.
Well, since kindergarten.
We started dating in high school as juniors, as 17-year-olds. Why is it taking so long for you to paint minis?
Because they're too small and hard.
That's what she said.
An hour and a half seems like a lot of time.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. And maybe it'll go faster with this guy because, like, honestly, he doesn't have a whole lot going on, you know?
Yeah.
But he's got, like, spots on his mushroom hat. He's got hair. He's got a belt. He's got a little canteen.
Yeah, but the hair, my plan is to just use, like, a wash. How easily is it to cover up paint?
Very easy. But it kind of depends. Like, light going over a dark color is hard.
Yeah.
The reverse of that, dark going over a light color is also hard.
It seems like this paint is pretty thick.
Thick.
Yeah, I would say in general,
Watery.
you know, I'm not gonna say anything. I did say that I don't have access to like washes and stuff, but like, you know, if I wanted to, I totally could just mix a bunch of water with these paints and do a wash if I was so inclined.
Is that how a wash is made?
It's more than just that. It's some medium, probably some surfactant, which is like a thing that helps it spread out to the recesses.
But a DIY easy one is just add water.
Add water, add a little bit of dish soap.
I'm trying to thin out my paint a little bit because it seems way too thick.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if that's bad. Seems like I'm turning it into a wash.
Maybe that's an indicator that you added a little bit too much water.
No. Oh, well now I'm just, yeah, sure.
This is one of these moments where it's like we're doing a competition that like I should win.
You're gonna win.
Well, we'll see.
I just feel so rushed. Because the way you're moving, you're making me feel this way.
How am I moving?
Rude. Fast. Whereas I'm like doing like nothing.
If you guys are curious what model we're painting, it's a 3D print. I'll have a link to it in the video description below. I always say this about miniature painting, but like there's just so much like subject matter, and so you can kind of like find almost anything for anyone to enjoy and paint. So if you have someone like a friend or a loved one that wants to get into it, a great way to do it is by finding a miniature from like a story or a world or a setting that they like a lot.
Like mushrooms.
Like mushrooms. I didn't like mushrooms growing up. Mushrooms were nasty, dude. But now I love mushrooms.
Do you remember what converted us?
Good tasting mushrooms.
Stroganoff.
Stroganoff, dude. Holy cow.
Kinda want a gold.
What kind of gold do you want? Does this work? What are you painting metallic?
Don't worry about it.
The secrets. Oh man, this paint sucks ass. You know, honestly, I am surprised at how not bad it is.
What? You just said it sucks.
This paint is legitimately from Amber's mom, and it
is probably is 20 years old.
20 years old?
It's like from my childhood. Like
Yeah.
I painted like wooden crafts with that stuff.
Yeah, but like shockingly, it's very usable. I have done experiments like this in the past, and like it's been so much worse than what I'm experiencing right now.
Hard to get in the cracks.
That's what a wash is for.
Not like that.
Not okay. You want to get in the cracks in a different way. Can you explain to me how you're trying to get in them cracks?
Oh no, I f***ed up.
That's part of the process.
Yeah, but I don't know how to fix it.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's a bigger problem then. I'm trying to tackle like the biggest parts of the model, like the cap and the body and the
the umbrella, but like other parts are a little bit more inconsequential. And if I don't like totally paint them super nicely, it won't be like the end of the world. What's got you stressed?
Paint. Duncan, if these paints don't make me the best painter.
What?
I don't know.
Duncan's like a super polite British guy.
They get 0 out of 5 stars.
I did get to do a podcast once with Duncan, and that was such a nice
In
experience.
England?
No, it was a remote one. But we were both guests on a Song of Ice and Fire podcast.
Does he play that?
He does. He's into it.
Oh.
I want to play him.
Well, let's go to England.
He's hard to pin down. Okay, I'll go to England. Last time I went to
As long
England.
as we don't have to go to, what's the town?
Nottingham.
Nottingham.
Yeah, the last time I was in England, it wasn't a good experience.
So,
No.
I have a question, but I guess I don't have to.
What's your question? I'll determine if I'll answer it or not.
Getting underneath spots that like you can't really see, what do you do about that? Just leave it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna answer that. Yo, this dude's got mushrooms on his mushroom, dude. Like a mushroom boy.
He's a mushy.
A little mushy. What happened?
I'm looking at you and then getting stuff on my mini.
Okay, consider when you're looking at me, stop painting.
I wasn't painting, I was just holding the brush. How am I supposed to get this off?
Oh yeah, that's bad. Let it dry, Don't smear it around.
Let
Don't
it
smear around.
dry? Okay.
Let it dry, here. Let it fully dry so you're not smearing around gold paint. You don't deserve this.
Do you have those weird glasses that John wears?
I do, but I don't wear them because my eyes work.
Can I try them?
Oh yeah, sure.
It's a tool. How do I?
I got you. You twist that thing in the back of the head.
Whoa. All right, I'll try.
You were concerned about looking good on camera and then you put this fucking thing on? Man, you are massacring that brush. I gave her the brushes that I'm like actively using right now on my painting projects, and I kind of low-key regret that. So I am using synthetic brushes, a Taklon or a nylon one. And the trick with those brushes is that you're going to like get a pack of them for like super cheap at like a hobby supply store. And some of them are gonna be trash and they're gonna like bend right away. But also some of them might not be too bad and they might stay pretty sharp for like a really long time. Some of them you can like relegate to like base coating, larger stuff, but some of them can be used definitely for detail work. So kind of like keep an eye out for that when you're like cracking open a fresh case of Taklon brushes from your favorite hobby supply store. Are you having fun or is it just stressful?
I'm just worried that I'm doing such a bad job.
Oh, you don't gotta worry about that. You're not painting for anyone other than yourself right now.
I'm painting for everyone who's gonna watch this.
Yeah, I guess so.
Everyone's gonna hate on me.
No, they're not. And if they do, I'm gonna ban them all. Honestly, we should do this without cameras and without timers. I'm having such a fun time right now.
Yeah, because then we could listen to Taylor Swift.
Yeah, okay. Maybe we shouldn't do this. If you could give a percentage to how complete you are, or how complete do you think you are?
Half.
Halfway done? Okay.
50.
Where are we at timer-wise? 48 minutes, holy cow. Yeah, well, that's pretty perfect. You know, I got out this shitty Taklon brush just to base coat with, but like I've painted the entirety of the model with it so far. And it's fine. It's not the best. But it doesn't need to be the best, you know? You don't need an amazing brush to paint a model with details this large and this easy to get to.
Yeah, just look at me. I have the best and it's not helping. I am going over the hat again to cover up some of the spots that aren't filled in. I'm telling people what I'm doing.
Oh, you're giving instructions now? I think the next video should just be entirely narrated by you. We should just get Amber's thoughts.
I don't know if people want to hear that.
Well, if there's anything I've learned about YouTube, it's that if you say you don't think people want to hear that out loud, they will definitely prove you wrong in the comment section. Ugh. Oh, man. Something just tasted awful.
Did you put paint in your mouth? Did you put the brush in your mouth?
Yes. The entire time?
With 20-year-old paint?
I like how he has, like, belt loops attached to his, like, fleshy body. Is that supposed to mean the belt loops are made out of mushroom skin and he, like, runs his belt through it? If so, that's pretty hardcore.
Is there a tool to sharpen my brush?
Yeah, it's called your mouth.
No.
That's secret tech. Have you, like, glanced over at what I got going on over here?
I did in the beginning, and now I see it. It looks so much better than mine.
I wasn't asking for that, But good to know that I'm poning you.
Now I'm gonna go home and cry.
There's no crying in miniature painting.
When people lose the golden demon, I hear they cry.
Oh yeah. They're so floppy. I hate floppy brushes.
You like them hard?
I like them hard, dude.
Also,
Firm? Has anybody else in your family ever painted minis with you?
Oh, my mom.
She did?
Yeah, very early on in the process, she actually, she was painting minis with me. She was actually the number one reason why I like got into the, not the number one reason, but like she was a huge supporting role in me getting into the hobby. It's got a little wine bottle on the back. Dude's a boozer, dude.
It's a potion, dude. It's magic growth serum
Oh.
for plants. That's why it's a neon pink.
Dude, you're coming up with lore justifications for why you're painting things in certain ways. I love that.
Slaanesh gray. It's totally f***ing purple, bro.
Do you know what a Slaanesh is?
No, but holy cow, big gold.
If you had to guess what Slaanesh is or what a Slaanesh is, what would you guess it is?
A rock. Because it's because it's gray.
You would guess it's a rock.
The dry brush did not do me any favors.
Yeah. It doesn't come for free, you know? Most things in this hobby don't come for free. And that's like what obviously this video is demonstrating. Like everything, even something as simple as a wet palette or a hair dryer has some kind of learning curve. Oh, there it is. All right, cool. Let's swap models and then get first impressions. So you had a scheme going into this that you kind of like developed on your phone. How closely do you think you stuck to that scheme?
Not. Well, some of the colors didn't match. Like the green leaf is supposed to be less green, maybe more like evergreen.
Okay, so a little bit more blue. And how do you feel about how you painted this model?
I don't like it.
You don't like it? I think it's really good. You could throw this down on a tabletop and play some cutesy fairy game with it, and this would look banging.
Yours looks way better. Your color scheme's way better.
Thank you.
And you just stuck to it, even though like flowers could be better colors. Like it looks good.
Right, yeah. So that was a trick that I wasn't being very vocal about, where it's like, you know, I'm gonna pick 6 colors and I'm gonna use those 6 colors all over the model. And I'm gonna spread them out like in a pleasing way. So like even on the big umbrella he has, it has little dots on it. I put little blue dots on it because like that's part of my scheme. And I want every element to almost share color with one another. And I also love, how, like I said earlier, how you painted the bottle gold, or sorry, pink, because it's like magical serum that helps plants grow. Like that's exactly how you paint minis. I think this is wonderful. I think you did a great job. I'm so happy that you could be part of this video with me because this is so much fun, and I would love to do it again without any cameras. But what do you guys think? I'm really proud of you. It's the first time ever you painted a model, and it's like cohesive.
The skin is bad and the hat needs something, but I tried to do texture and it looks so bad.
Where was the dry brushing?
I put some on the belt.
Oh, dude, you got a little texture on the belt, dude?
Yeah, and that turned out really good. I tried to do some on the hat, but the color was way too light, and I did it way too thick, so I just painted back over it.
It's also a big smooth thing, which is like a little bit harder to do dry brushing on. But the belt looks so good, the texture. Obviously, this video is supposed to detail that you don't need a bunch of tools to produce an excellent paint job if you know what you're doing, but they obviously help. No one's gonna deny that. Something as basic as a wet palette really improves your game a lot, provided you know how to set it up. And if you don't know how, check out the video link down in the description that will show you how to do that. But yeah, let us know down below what you think of my paint job, what you think of Amber's paint job, and what you think the tools that we were using impacted how we actually approach the hobby. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'll have a couple more linked at the end that involve Amber in a fun way that you can check out. If you like the channel, you want to support it, there are a number of ways you can do that. All things linked down in the description. Most notably a Patreon campaign where we do fun things like we have a Discord server. We have quarterly paint challenges in that Discord server. You can all just hang out and get feedback from myself or anyone else in there. Also, as a patron, you get access to my behind the scenes posts so you can see what I'm working on in the hobby every single week. You get videos a little bit earlier than everybody else, and a couple other things. Check it out down below. You can also pick up some merch like this cutting mat that Amber got to use while she was painting, these t-shirts that we're wearing that you can't see that are covered up by aprons, and many other things. That'll do it for this video, guys.
Subscribe or die! And most importantly, don't forget to...